What's your take on the Bears right now from a Minnesota perspective?
Well, it is really interesting because the Vikings and the Bears were fighting over the same, head of football operations, and the Bears wound up winning out. And I think a lot of us here kind of wondered, then the Vikings wind up with Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, who I love the hire. I think he's going to be excellent, but he took the job with, I think, an edict from ownership saying you can't strip it down. You can't. I know for a fact the Vikings entertained discussions about trading Kirk Cousins this last offseason. And it sounds like ownership didn't necessarily say 100% no, but they were not interested in starting over with a blank canvas at quarterback. And so I think whoever took the job, and it wound up being Kwesi, they had to come in not looking to tear the whole thing down, but to try and build off of what was already there. And I don't know that that's would have happened if they would have hired somebody else. So I'm very curious now that the Bears have kind of done that. The Bears already have potentially quarterback of the future in Justin Fields, but what is the grace period for being bad? Is there going to be, are people signing up at the outset saying, it's all right, yeah, we'll just take a step back this year and then see what happens, or if the Bears wind up sitting there 3-10, 2/3 of the way through the season, are people going to be all up in arms? So I'm curious to see the level of patience. It all depends to me on Justin Fields. To what extent is he a guy that elevates people around him? Can he make some wide receivers? Can he overcome some potentially bad offensive line play from time to time? If the defense isn't holding teams under 20, 24 points, can he get out there and score points? I don't know that any of those things are realistic in year two, which is really kind of year one with a new regime. But then again, it doesn't matter how bad the Bears are. The Vikings always struggle to beat them at Soldier Field. So I fully expect these two teams to split their season series no matter what.